Alright. Hey everyone, welcome to a 1v7. I made this video before, and then I uploaded it, and then I was like, alright, time to edit part 2, and then I didn't edit up part 2. And then, what I did was, just kinda deleted all the video files, so now I gotta re-record this. But this was a game played back in November between me, my friends, and 4 standard AIs in Age of Empires 2 HD. Of course, this is with the HD AI, so it is vastly superior to the regular Conqueror's AI. Sorry, I gotta clear my throat. Got like snot in there. So I'm going to introduce the teams and their players. Well, it's not really teams. It's really just more of like the 1 and the 7, you know. But the lone survivor, or well, the lone warrior rather, me, of course, playing as the Byzantines. I'll explain my choice for that in a second, but first I'm just gonna go through all the players. So yeah, it's me playing as the Byzantines in gray. I got my own island. This was played on Team Islands, so that way no crappy rush strategies happen. Next, in the blue, as the Huns, is Jack, also known as Mr. the Corn 12. Yeah, you can subscribe to his channel in the description below, and that is all fine and dandy. He doesn't really post anything. He has one video, but oh well. Next to him, in the purple, as the Turks, Sultan Malik Shah. This guy becomes a pain in the ass in the late game, but we'll save that for the late game. Down below him is the second AI. In yellow, as the Koreans, General Olji Moontok. Right next to him is Steven, or Fatal, as the Britons in red. You can also subscribe to his channel in the description below. Hopefully he makes videos soon about Age of Empires, but I don't know. He's gotten a lot better than he was in this video. I think he only had this game for like a month by the time this video was made, or by the time this game was played. But then it's not important right now. To the left is the Orange Byzantines, Emperor Mauritius, and to his northwest, in green as the Goths, is eBay Schultz, or Easton, from White Rice. You can subscribe to White Rice in the description below. We haven't posted in a long time, but you know, hopefully we will. Perhaps a live commentary game with all 3 of these dudes would be in order. And right above him is the Teal Franks, Raymond, Prince of Antioch. But yeah, my friends aren't the greatest players at this game. Steven's gotten better. He's like the only one now that I know of who knows a solid build order for this game. But that's about it. So yeah. Ooh, 666 Satan. I don't know if you saw that, but it was like 666 on my score. But yeah. So I'm already going feudal. A nice little 12-minute thing. I'm fast castling, so that's that. I'm not really grabbing fish too much. I mostly use my fishing ships to scout, because personally, I'm not sure what my thought process behind this was, but yeah, I just don't fish. But yeah, let's move on. I'm gonna tell you why I chose the Byzantines, because I told you I'd do that. So I chose the Byzantines because we were allowed to choose our civs, and I wanted to choose something that was very easily balanced, something really good to defend with, but also pretty decent to attack with. And obviously I jumped to the Byzantines because they have really cheap trash, like cheaper than normal trash, really good buildings, and decent fire ships. Fire ships that I will make use of. Because I chose the map and we were all allowed to choose our civs, and since the map was team islands, so I don't get rushed or anything completely unfair, then I chose Byzantines so I could Shrek with the fire ships. So that's that. I'm already going castle. Not a great castle time. I think my average castle time during this game, or during the time period of this game, was like 17-ish minutes. Not so great. It's better now. I mean, if you shave off loom, like, you can shave off time by cutting loom from the whole, beginning build order, or you could get it while you're building your market and blacksmith. To at least get it, or you could just wait until castle age, but that kind of cuts out of your castle, the time you're in castle. But yeah, I did go up at 17 minutes, so. But yeah, you can get up 15 minutes or 16 latest without loom, which is pretty decent. But yeah, everyone's just doing everything they're supposed to. I'm going to actually go through a bunch of disadvantages I have, because the disadvantages are against, like, my disadvantages are stacked in their favor. Like, well, I mean, obviously, but, I have more disadvantages than advantages. So, one thing I don't have is wood. This is the first and foremost problem. I got, like, this is like my biggest forest right here, and it's not even that great. It's just, kind of there. So I got that one. This is my starting wood. This is my second largest forest, and it sucks ass too. Second town center by that stone. And this is my last forest. This one is really bad because not only is there like legitimately maybe 3,000 wood here total, which is not a lot, it's also really exposed to ships because it's on a little peninsula on this little eruption right here, and so someone could just swoop in with ships and be like, fuck you, and then kill all my villagers, which is not ideal in this kind of situation, because I really need villagers in this case. I need at least 100 as usual, but like I can't really even afford to lose any at all. Yeah, because my economy would be in shambles, because I can't really afford farms, and the farms I can afford, I do have to replace a bunch, and so I collect wood, but I actually have to grab other wood from here to keep my economy going. And so if I were to lose villagers, that'd be a waste of food that I just spent on the villagers. Not even the gathering potential. I'm not even concerned about that, really. It's mainly just the food that was used to make the villagers. Because food and like my trash resources, although they're still relatively abundant, they're not that great, especially on this island. You'll see in a second that's gonna happen. So that's that's one disadvantage. My terrible wood. Another disadvantage I have is no trade. Since I'm the Lone Ranger down here, or up here rather, I can't trade with anyone. I guess, I mean, in hindsight, maybe if I defeated a player's navy and then I started stealing from their dock, because you can do that. That's one of the nice little things about Age of Empires 2. I could have, like, I could have done that, but that'd be pretty risky still. But yeah. So I can't trade. I guess to make up for that, the game did give me 2 relics. One's in here from, I don't remember where, somewhere on this side of the island. And then there's my monk with the 2nd relic. So the map did give me 2 relics, which is pretty nice. Kind of makes up for the trade. The problem is they also get 2 relics on their island. Maybe 3, which is incredibly unfair, but I mean, at least I got relics, you know? One other disadvantage, which is the most major one, is population. The limit was 300 pop, so I could have, assuming I have 120 villagers, that leaves me room for 180 soldiers. I don't think I got quite up to 120, I think I was 100-ish, like 101, or 100 to 110, between there somewhere. That leaves me room for about 200 soldiers, using rough numbers. So I have 200 count military potential. On the other hand, everyone on their team total has 2100 population, because 300 times 7 is 2100. Assuming that each AI player has about 50 villagers, because on standard they do only have about 50 villagers. That's like 1, 2, so that's 100, 150, 200. So that's 200 villagers among the AI players. Plus however much Jack had. I think Jack actually had about like 40-ish, 40 something, maybe 50. We'll just assume that. Plus Steven, who was incredibly noob at this time, so he only had about 20 to 30 villagers. So right there's 80 villagers among human opponents. And Easton, who for some reason spent the whole game with like 8 villagers or something. I don't remember. I'd have to check the achievements again, but yeah. Remember, these guys are uber casual, so don't give them a hard time about it. They just, you know, they play for fun. Not competitive-ity. That's not a word, but whatever. But so assuming that we got roughly 10, 30, 60 plus 200, that's 260. Hold on, I got an idea. I'm getting about 1,840 soldiers, which means that I can get totally wrecked by an army of almost 2,000, while they are sitting pretty at 260 villagers among all of them. So I lose by numbers. I lose by resources because obviously the AI is stupid, so it doesn't really think about taking its allies' resources. But my human opponents here can totally do that. They're totally capable of just deciding, hey, purple, I'm gonna take your gold, you know? And purple can't do anything about it. So they got extra resources. I also have to have very specific defenses. By that I mean I actually have to build buildings like castles and towers in very specific choke points to take down the boats effectively. And I kind of messed that up a little bit, because right here is like this little zone where, you know, neither castle can actually hit the boat. I'm not sure if I'll be able to catch that example. That happens a little bit later on, but I'm probably not going to be looking at this exact place on the map when it happens. So that's that. I go to build a mine so I can get the rest of that stone and, you know, make more castles. I only have 3 right now. I do get up to 5, but you know, I was too afraid to risk that, so I just sent my stone villagers onto wood. It's alright though. I start spamming cataphracts for a land invasion because I think that's the only way I could win, you know? Like, it's way too risky to go on water. I can't just steal fish either without them seeing me. So, like, if I were to build a dock right here, if they didn't see the dock, that'd be one thing. That'd be amazing if they didn't see the dock. But they definitely see the fishing ship going out to here and then get taken down. And I have limited wood, so I can't really build ships. Even if it does mean I will have permanent food, I don't really care. And ship gets taken down. Alright, we are almost through the first hour of the game. I don't remember how long this goes on for. 3 hours, so that's like a third of the game, pretty much. We still got like 10 minutes at double speed, plus the speed up thing. So I'd estimate maybe like 4 more minutes before we actually hit 50. Let's see how right I am. I'm not sure. Again, more cataphract spam. That's really all I can do at this point, is just, you know, waste all my gold on units. One thing that did kind of work out was that I did start creating extra monks. So that way my cataphracts aren't a complete waste of gold. I actually bring my monks to the front line to heal them up, so that way they don't all die and I have to create new ones. Because again, I have pretty sparse resources on this island. So if I were to lose all my cataphracts, that'd be such a blow to my economy that even if I went full trash, a pretty decent army comp of trash, I'm not sure how well I'd be able to take everyone out. Because again, trash gets ripped apart by buildings like castles and everything, and unless I had siege, those castles wouldn't be going anywhere. And, you know, assuming I spent all my gold on cataphracts, which I don't think I did. I don't remember. It's been 2 months since I've played this game. But if I spent all my gold on my cataphracts, I would be able to get trebs. Oh wait, no. Yeah, I get trebs later on. But you'll see, you'll see. This game gets pretty intense. This is just the beginning here. Easton brings in his little navy here. So does Teal. Yeah, one really bad thing is that no matter how close I try to build my farms to my town center, they'll always get hit by close range guys. See, I lost 2 villagers. Crazy shame there. But yeah. I start converting boats with my monks to to use them as a distraction against, you know, their former allies. You know, so that way they lay off the castle for a bit, so my castle can take them down. Yeah. Alright. So everyone's Imperial except Easton. That just goes to show on why you should create villagers at all times. He might actually be going up though. We'll see. No, he's not really. Well, he can go up soon. He's got to build a castle though, or does he have a monastery? Oh well. But that's none of my business. So yeah, my island is pretty much completely occupied. These guys actually have to go on stone because, you know, out of trees. Out of wood here, I blew through that. I had to bring them down here. So now all of my former wood villagers, except the ones on this little peninsula, are all working on this forest, and they're just blowing through it. so fast. It's like not even funny. And so I start getting worried at this point that I'm gonna run out of trees soon, like no doubt. It's inevitable. And no matter what I do to delay the inevitable, I'm still gonna run out of trees. And I'm only gonna have 5,000 wood in the bank, or I mean by the time this is done, maybe 6,000 at, or 6,500 or something at most. Because, well, I mean, that's not going to support many farms, because it takes 60 to reseed a farm. Villagers tend to blow through farms like madness, and I'm not sure if Byzantines get crop rotation. I'm going to check that. Oh, nope, they do. That's fine. Alright, I guess it's not as bad as I thought, but they still blow through it. They just blow through farms. Like, look at this. This guy's, like, not even really doing much. It's just, like, you know, a ticking time bomb there. And so 6,000 wood, 6,000 divided by 60 is about 100. That gives me like 100 reseeds. So I can reseed my farms 100 times before I'm completely out of wood if I just ran off this or whatever was on my island, you know. So yeah, that's pretty sad. So if I don't get wood soon, then I won't have food, and if I don't have food, I don't have anything that can be easily traded at the market for gold. If I don't have gold, I can't spam more cataphracts, which, I mean, you shouldn't do anyways, but I didn't really, I was like too lazy to go trash in this game, so yeah. But here's my monk spam. These guys are the kind of the saviors of the team. They keep me from having to, you know, spam more cataphracts. I mean, I do spam more cataphracts, but spamming more cataphracts to add to your current cataphracts is much better than replacing cataphracts, if you know what I'm saying. Because, oh, yeah, see, these guys blew through stone. Because if you lost your cataphracts, you're losing those resources, and then if you replace them, it's only as strong as your first army that you lost. Meanwhile, if you know, have your main army, and then you add to that army, it's even stronger than it was. And assuming you didn't lose anyone, then you could have potentially double the strength and size of your first army, just by adding to it. So I think it was actually a pretty good decision to go monks in this game, so that way I could just heal my cataphracts up so they didn't die, which is pretty good. I did a bunch of hit and run stuff. You'll see. It's pretty interesting. But look, everyone is idled. I built like my 6th castle, I think. Yeah, 6th. And I'm not sure if I spam cataphracts from this one. This one's like, you know, really exposed. It's like on this little peninsula right here. So it could just get, you know, taken down a little bit. So I might have found it too risky to create cataphracts. Oh yeah, I'm putting my villagers in there. Okay. I have docks up here, creating transport ships, and I think you can guess why. I put my villagers on there. You're gonna see. This is gonna be pretty good. This is the first real battle of the game. Only an hour in. But I'm getting attacked by Orange's fire ships. Fast fire ships, that is. He's trying to take down my military, but he can't really do it. I've already got full upgrades and everything. So, this guy gets stuck in archery range. Why? Okay, yeah, I deleted it. Okay. I didn't know that, actually. It's been too long since I've played this, this one match. But I start packing up my dudes, and, I'm not fighting for land, I'm fighting for resources. I'm not fighting just to win now, I'm fighting to fight to win, if that makes sense. So there we go. Got my cataphracts on board. One of these only has 15 on them, because I could only trade in 15 from like this castle or something. I used this one as a scout so that way I could see if there was any danger up ahead. And we land on foreign shores. And here goes Jack. He sees the shit and he's like, oh god, throw out the wonder. This reminds me, Steven was telling me before the game started, like we created separate Skype calls. Like the first time we were all Skyping together because you know, we were playing team games and stuff. In this one, since we were on opposite teams, we couldn't really talk to each other. I mean, they could talk to each other, so they created their own Skype call, and the one that we were previously in was put on hold. And Steven came back into that call before the game started, and you know, started scaring me with all these things he was saying. He was like, yeah, we already got a plan. I was like, oh god, they have strategery. And so, yeah. Poor Jack, his fire ships only have 2 range, so he's just getting destroyed. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. It's a good fight to fight and not get fought against, you know? His castle goes down. Pretty much all resistance on Jack's side is done. Really, at this point, he can't do anything. Boat's just getting taken down. I'm not sure if he actually resigns or if I just defeat him. But either way, that is the first great conquest of this this game. I'm getting shot at by boats. This was a terrible place to build my lumber camp. I shouldn't have done that. I can't come down here because there's a castle. And if I came right here, like, if I built a lumber camp right there, I'd still get attacked by the ocean. Oh, yep, he finally resigned. Okay. So this actually is my best wood, but yeah, it's still pretty poor. I could bet at this point Jack was like, oh my god, shit, he's attacking me already, and then like, you know, Easton and Steven were just like, oh god. They were like, you know, Operation Human Shield. You know, South Park references and everything. Transport's full. Oh yeah. Here comes round 2. I add to my current army, of course. Cataphracts have insane armor. 5 regular armor and 5 pierce armor is pretty good. Especially when fully upgraded. I got Logistica, that's like the trample damage thing, where they have like splash damage for attacking. But yeah. So I started attacking the castle with this one. I had to run past the castle with these guys because I was afraid for their lives, but now I don't really care. I have a surplus of cataphracts. I could probably defeat everyone right now with just my cataphracts that I have right now, but I don't want to risk that. Ah yes, Fatal started building a wonder. You will not believe how much stress surged through my body when I first saw this. I heard the little wonder sound, and I saw it was all the way over here, and I was like, oh my god, do I legitimately have to cut through 4 civs to take that wonder down? And I was like, okay, it's all or nothing. I'm gonna wait until he gets the wonder up, and once he gets the wonder up, I'm gonna stop fighting, and we're just gonna go straight for it, so that way nothing happens. Not like he has no chance at winning. Because I was assuming that it would take him a long time, which, let's see how long it did. Yeah, he's got quite a few villagers on there. I was assuming it would take him a long time, and that I have plenty of time to just, you know, fight through this. But yeah, we've approached Steven's base, and his 3 castles. Now 3 seems like a lot of castles, for this part, that I actually have to cut down, but it's not the worst of it. He's making heavy cavalry archers because he's used to playing as the Huns, or he was at this time, so that way he could, you know, all that. Don't worry, under my tutelage he knows now that cavalry archers suck, unless you're the Huns. Or, I mean, they don't suck, but they're not a worthy investment unless you are the Huns. So I brought the monk brigade to heal everyone up. After all, everyone's all hurt, and I want to have as minimal losses as I can, because I still have 1,000 gold in the bank, so I could still make another small army of cataphracts if I wanted to. And I would love to just add to my current large army, so, you know, I just heal everyone up. And, yeah. And then I see the Korean war wagon, I'm like, oh no. Oh dear. But, don't worry, nothing happens. Right now I focus on defeating Purple. Spoiler alert, he doesn't get defeated until the very end. Or close to the end. Because villagers are rather elusive, and when I can't see them, as I can't right now, then I just avoid him. I mean, there's a point in the game where, I mean, once you destroy a player so badly that they're never gonna recover. Like, even this, he's just gathering wood right now. He can't really do anything. If he tries to recover, what he's going to do is he's gonna have to be stuck with making trash, which is not great. So, I've retarded him enough that he no longer poses a supreme threat. Yes, this market. Alright, I pull back a little bit because, you know, castle, there's still 2 left. One thing I do admire about this, despite Steven being an incredibly noob at this point in his AoE career, he had the game for a month. By the time we played this game, like I think I gifted it to him during a Halloween sale. But yeah, by this time, I mean, this is a pretty good strat for a new player. Having castles cover other castles, like this castle's range reaches into this one, so I'm getting double whammied by castles. Yes, and I see the 337 thing, I'm like, okay, we gotta move, or we'll never be able to move again, you know? And so I see his economy and I decide I'll mess with that for a bit. And I'll destroy the town center. But this, I think you can guess what happens with that. I shouldn't have spared it. I shouldn't have spared it. I should have thought not to spare it. But I just ran past it. I didn't even see it really. So, yeah. That steams me like a, you know, a retarded asparagus, you know? But, here, that's a castle that went down. Turtle ships or Satan. Don't build castles really close to the shore, because turtle ships and cannon galleons. I mean, like, I didn't really have an option though. The most inland I could have built a castle is right here, and even then, a turtle ship right here could have shot that down, so a bit disappointing. Alright, here's another army of cataphracts getting ready for an assault. I take down the rest of Steven's base, so that way I can ensure he never has to, he can never build a castle again. But yeah. There's the wonder. There's the 274 years left. And here is the invasion. My guys are incredibly hurt. I don't even care at this point. I just want them to, like, take down the thing. So I do see the castle, and I don't want to mess with that. This gets a bit hairy. Easton has full Huskars. Thankfully they're unupgraded, like completely unupgraded. I thought I was gonna lose this so hard. I was like, oh no, no way. He's got... Oh, I forgot, he's Goths, and, you know. But the fact that I only lost like half my guys taking down his whole army, which was probably double the size of mine, is pretty insane. anyways, I focus on the wonder and then I run away. Once the wonder goes down, I don't even care anymore. I kind of just like, you know, fight here for a bit, but I know I can't win. And I take down the town center, and there's some camels. Oops, shouldn't have picked that fight. But I survived with surprisingly minimal losses. I mean, look at the amount of horse skeletons that are mine. Not too shabby for just a simple wonder raid. Here's Easton's navy again. I think he lands soldiers here eventually, or he already did maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah. I'm training more cataphracts. You're probably wondering how I still have gold for this. One answer: market. I know it's not a viable tactic, but this was an uber casual game. You know, I was kind of scared at first when I started playing this, so I was playing all serious for a bit. But then I was like, you know, I've already taken out like, you know, 3 of the people technically. I mean, I've taken out 2 to the point where they can't really do anything, and I've taken out 1 officially. So I'm in a good position. At this point I can just lay back and use whatever trash resources I have to destroy the opposition. So my army of cataphracts heads back, battered from the intense battle to take down the wonder here. But they head on back, and there we go. We regroup and recover. There are some boats here, kind of spoopy. This part kind of scared me, because Yellow decided it'd be a great idea to attack while I was still, my guys were still in pain, you know. Evidently, the whole army kind of followed me here, but the AI's pathfinding isn't great. So they're following me, but they're just kind of streaming in, allowing me to kill them really easily. See, if this were like a game like Civ or something, and I got experience for killing stuff, like just 1 by 1, then this part wouldn't even this part would just be unfair. Like, I'd have insane guys, you know, or something like that, you know? But here we go. They're just kind of trickling in, and I don't even really care to regroup at this point. I'm just like, yeah, this guy's here, and we gotta deal with them, but, you know, once they're all dead, no one's gonna be left. So, there are, on the map now, there's like 3 major population areas, or majorly populated areas. My island, which is being attacked by Eastern right now. Huh, I was talking about that earlier, caught it just in time. My island, which is pretty densely populated, well, it was, until my farm started dying, and then I had to send these guys over and do something, I don't remember. Yellow's base is, yeah, Steven built his next base inside Yellow's base, kinda. Well, actually, Yellow's base isn't even that densely populated. I attacked it earlier, I know, and I destroyed the town center, but that was it. And, you know, there's some buildings on fire and everything, but, yeah. So I guess it's really down to 2 major zones now. It used to be, well, actually, no, it's still 3 zones. Okay, yeah, here, Yellow. This little area right here, orange all the way up to teal, and my island. So pretty much at this point, I've got the game in the bag, I'd say. This is kind of the point where I'm starting to, like, you know, pick up. I mean, I've been winning in score from my insane boom, despite it being, you know, lackluster resources. I still got I had a pretty good boom in the early game, and now we're in the mid game, because we're pushing 2 hours now, which is kind of halfway through. Yeah, I'd say it's actually about halfway through-ish. This game goes on for a while. But yeah. So in the early game, I had an insane boom. In this mid-game area, I've kind of, you know, taken over 3 opponents, which was Jack, Malik Shaw, and Steven's Economy. At this point, Steven realizes that he really can't do much, except for this. You're gonna see, don't worry, it's gonna be, well, yeah. But, I don't know. This part was pretty, at this point, really, only Easton, Raymond, and Mauritius survived completely. And, or at least mostly unscathed. And their economies are still alive and kicking, and their military is, well, gathering. But yeah. At this point, really, there is nothing Steven can do economically, or really even militarily for that matter. But he can do stuff defensively. I think you might see what I'm hinting at, but you'll see, soon enough. Just gotta find his villagers. Yeah. He's on 12 pop. That's how, you know, one ride through his base and, you know, 12 pop. But we might see some resource things going on there. But yeah. So at this point, I decided it's about time to finish off Yellow, because Yellow can't really contribute anymore. I mean, Yellow does have a alright sized military, but really his economy is no. So send my guys in, start taking out town centers, start taking out the castle, the hassle in their castle. Let me jump in the moat, splash. And that's about it for Yellow. Yellow's pretty much screwed. Purple is so screwed. He doesn't even really try to come back. He just kind of dies later on. But as of right now, I've disabled him, and Yellow's pretty much disabled now. So is Steven, but Steven actually contributes to the team still. He's still got villagers down here and everything. As for Yellow, there are no villagers really. There's the navy, and I don't want to mess with that because turtle ships. And there's these monks and a few champions. Other than that, nothing really great's happening. Can't really speed it up past this. Oh well. Alright, my throat is getting dry. I am beginning to die from talking so long, so I'll be back with some consumable liquids after I just kind of pause the game and recording here.